Hi, I'm Vonda Covington. I'm a family law attorney in Richmond, Texas, and I'm looking at my notepad. I just wanted to explain to you about collaborative divorce, which is also known as collaborative law, what this is. Basically, in a nutshell, the parties agree in advance not to fight each other in court. They each hire attorneys who are trained in collaborative law, and those two attorneys, one representing the wife and one representing the husband, then choose other people to be on the collaborative team. Usually in Texas, we have a neutral mental health professional, and we also have a neutral financial professional on our collaborative team. The role of the mental health professional is twofold. That person helps with the communications around the conference table, which at times can become a little uncomfortable. And the mental health professionals really do a good job of helping us get past any kind of communication problem where people are getting emotional. Very often with just a couple of questions, sometimes they'll ask us to break, but they're responsible for keeping the communication flowing and keeping it going in the right direction. The other thing that the mental health professional does is if we have children in the marriage and we're having to decide some parenting issues, they basically meet with the parents offline and help them work out a parenting agreement, which involves all of the rights and duties, what the parenting times are going to be, and whether or not there's going to be child support. All of those things they put together, and then they come back into the collaborative meeting with that. The financial professional helps the parties gather all the information about their marital estates. They help value the different assets in the marital estates, and then they meet with the parties, often offline again, not in the collaborative meeting, but separately, to go over what their long-term goals are and what their concerns are, and to come up with options. Once the financial professional comes up with a lot of options, they bring that back into the collaborative setting, and we work on those things. So we've basically got a collaborative team of 4 professionals, an attorney for each party, and a mental health professional and a financial professional. There are a series of settlement conferences that are very structured that this collaborative team attends with the parties, with the clients, the husband and wife. We talk about long-term goals. We talk about what information needs to be gathered. We gather that information. We develop options. And then we pick and choose among the options, eliminating a bunch of them, tweaking a few, and come up with a settlement. I want to address the fact a lot of people say, oh, we've got all these professionals, that's got to be way too expensive. The reality is, what you're doing a lot of times in collaborative divorce is working offline with these professionals at a lower hourly rate than what the attorneys charge. And the other thing that happens is, because we do have these professionals, we're able to remain more focused and we get resolutions more quickly. So even though it costs more to have professionals on an hourly basis, it costs less overall. It provides an opportunity for actually saving some money during the process. Usually when we get settlements that are very individualized, very customized, and usually really help the parties a whole lot better than what we get in typical litigation. And I just want to address one other issue about collaborative divorce. I hear this objection a lot, mostly from other attorneys who don't practice it, and that's if we don't reach a settlement, the attorney has to withdraw and send the case to a litigation attorney. That's really not a problem. That hasn't been a problem for me for a couple of reasons. One is most of these cases settle. It's an extremely powerful format that we impose on the settlement conferences, and it really works. So that doesn't happen very often. even if it does happen, a lot of times we've been able to reach partial agreements on certain issues, and we've also been through the discovery process of producing documents, getting all the documents that we request in litigation. And so we save the money on the discovery process. It's much cheaper in collaborative law. We can limit the number of issues that need to be tried. Sometimes it's just right down to credit card debt or something like that. And then you go try that one issue and we have an agreement for everything else. So in my not so humble opinion, collaborative divorce should be the first option if you're not able to reach an agreement without assistance. Collaborative divorce is a much more powerful, much more effective way to get divorced, I think, than even litigation. And that's it.